Stirring the coffee with chopsticks using the vortex method, the only true way to optimize the taste of your coffee. At the molecular level, good morning. Welcome to the Daybreak Show. I am the Sultan. We'll get started, but first, 8 o'clock coffee. Made in a French press. Nice.
Nice.
With a scoop of collagen and a teaspoon of high-fat butter. Love it. I'd rather have that before I go to the gym than eat. Once I eat, like if I have breakfast, the last thing I want to do is go to the gym. After I eat, I always want to take a nap. It just takes my energy away from me. Hey, let's take a look at some things that are going on in the world. Some things you might like, some things you might not like. I was going to do a year in review, but I don't want to review. Last year I got more hate than love, and I'm not reviewing the hate. Hey, you know, there's always that one guy that says, this is the only exercise you need. You ever see those guys like on social media? And it's always like some shortcut or some hack to get bigger or leaner or get ripped or something like that. You know what? There's no shortcuts. You got to do the work. Seriously. Like going to the gym is the easy part. You know what's the hard part? What happens in this room here. This is my kitchen. I'm in the cozy nook right now, a little area bumped out onto the deck. It's just like a little maybe 8x8 little nook with a kitchen table in it that I call the cozy nook. Over there is the kitchen. Now, what happens there is just as or more important than what happens in the gym. And what happens here needs to go hand in hand with what happens in the gym. You can go to the gym all you want. If the behavior in that part of the house, the kitchen, isn't proper, you're not going to have any gains. You're not going to, or losses, I should say. I'll never forget, I was complimenting a guy several years ago on his abs. Guy, you know, he's my age. And like a gray beard dude. And I said, man, just great physique, great abs. You know, my comment was like, what's the secret? And he goes, I wish there was a secret. And it was the first time I heard this. Abs are made in the kitchen. And I'm like, damn it. I had a feeling you were going to say that, because for me, that's the last frontier. I can get to the gym easily, several times a week. What I can't do is control my damn mouth in that part of the house. That's where most men have their downfall, is in the kitchen, not at the gym. Most of your injuries are done in the kitchen, not in the gym. Many sons have to learn their lessons the hard way. And as a father, like I am, you just have to kind of let that go. You can't lay awake at night thinking about the apple that fell far from the tree. You do what you can. You did what you can. You got to just put it in God's hands. I've experienced that, and I will tell you that it's not worth the stress to just keep stressing out over a child that doesn't act the way you want them to act. You literally have to let it go, or it'll eat away at you. Sometimes consequences are the best teachers, and you have to just, many times, allow your kids to feel the consequences. Now, mothers typically will rescue children. They love that. You never hear of a boy, you know how like young guys like insult one another, and they'll say something like, you know, and this is one of the big insults in the past 10 years. You probably live at home in your mother's basement, right? How come you never hear you probably live at home in your father's basement? Because mothers are codependent. Mothers are the ones that have the son husbands, right? You make your son into your husband. Your world revolves around your son, no matter what the hell he does. Women are the biggest enablers in the world. Men want to see kids fly the coop and be successful. We don't want him hanging around. I love my kids. I'll do what I can to help them, but I'm not going to enable you to be weak. What the hell? I'm watching these kids run through my yard. Well, that was weird. It's funny. I've always said that the sound of kids playing is the sound of life. I know people, like the grumpy people that are like, I wish those kids would be quiet. I like the sound of skateboards. I like the sound of the crack of a bat on a ball field. I like it when kids do a pickup game and race down the street. In the wintertime, everything is quiet in the neighborhood. Or if there's kind of like a hill somewhere in someone's yard and kids get like sleds or, those saucers or even a cardboard box and go sleigh riding down, a hill. Like my backyard here, there's a hill coming down. And it would be great. Just get one of them little saucer things and just come flying down and go in between the houses. But I know people that think that the sound of kids playing is like a pain in the ass. I don't. My take on it is this. The sound of young people playing is the sound of life. Without them, there is no future. And without us, there's no guidance. So that's something we have to think about. All right, proper worship, A or B? And get ready to cue up the Handmaid's Tale, barefoot pregnant comments, and the controlling husband comments in 3, 2, 1, go. I can't stand Protestant churches anymore. I actually have a deep disdain. How's that sound? Rather than saying the word hate. You're a hater. No, I'm a disdainer. I can't stand Protestant worship anymore. It's fake, it's emotional, it's rock concert-ish. I can't stand it. It literally is empty worship. People closing their eyes, looking up at the ceiling and raising their hands. You call that worship? Are you kidding me? Whatever happened to piety? I remember as a boy food shopping with my mother. The shopping cart was packed a foot higher than the top of the shopping cart. As a teen, I did not want to go shopping with my mother. As a kid, I didn't mind. When you get a little bit older, you don't want to be like holding onto your mom's shopping cart as she's pushing it through the supermarket. She would go shopping, and then she would pull in the driveway and beep the horn. And that way me and or my brothers would go out and bring in anywhere between, and there was no plastic bags. It was all paper bags, like bigger paper bags for groceries. We'd go out and bring in 10, 12, 15 bags of groceries once a week. Never forget that as long as I live. Now, over 60 years later, I never see people with hugely packed shopping carts. Never. Then they came out with the half carts. You know those half carts? And if it was too many groceries for the hand basket, the regular hand basket that you see at the entrance of the markets, the half cart is perfect. But people aren't getting married anymore. They're not having big families anymore. We're racing towards zero population growth. Hence, the majority of shopping is done with half carts and hand baskets. By the way, those half carts, in the industry, that's called convenience carts. I used to see long lines of people with packed carts at each register, and it occurred to me that I haven't seen that in a supermarket for decades now. People just aren't shopping like they used to for big families. And I'm not talking about going to BJ's or Sam's Club or Costco and buying like the 20 pack of Chef Boyardee or the 12 pack of paper towels. I'm not talking about that kind of shopping. I'm talking about normal supermarket shopping. Why do all the Silicon Valley 30-something multi-millionaire entrepreneurs talk like the narrator of the original Honey Badger video? Let me ask you this. Where do they get that affect from? There's a certain way that they talk, and it sounds like the Honey Badger guy. Who modeled that for them? Why do they talk like that? It's not like they're talking like men. And one guy says, this is not Alex Jones anymore. What happened? And they're showing the picture of the shaved head Alex Jones with the like really sharp goatee. And I said, that's Ozempic Jones. Here's another idealist. To all men who have conquered lust, what's your secret? First of all, there is no secret. You don't conquer lust. Dead men don't lust. When does it end? when you die. I know a postmenopausal gal in her 50s. She hadn't had her period in 7 years. She took the vax that I warned you about. And guess what? Her period came back for 2 weeks, but it was a thick black blood, like motor oil, that came out of her, accompanied with adverse injection site pain, hives, several migraine headaches. But it's safe and effective, said President Warp Speed. Nothing to see here, folks. Just keep rolling up those sleeves.
Wake the fuck up.
Notice there's a lot of arrogant, reformed 15-17ers on Twitter, X these days, and they get it from their arrogant, overly educated pastors. But just a little reminder to my Reformed Presbyterian friends, you cocky idiots, you all still have the same divorce rate. You all still cheat on your friggin' spouses. You're all looking at porn. You still break up families. But hey, what do I know? They went to Westminster, Reformed Theological Seminary, and they quote the Catechism like it's scripture. Good job, Protestants. Women think that we respond to one of two things, their resume or their beauty and sexuality, and neither are true. You ever notice the dating profiles of the modern woman sound like the resume of a 40-year-old successful executive? It's pretty funny. I don't give a flying fork if you have 2 MBAs, you just completed a mud run, or travel for business, getting planked at the hotel bar later that night by a vendor. That's really what's happening out there. Let's get real. Can you bake a mean lasagna, set a table, and make a house homey? Now, I wasn't sure if my eyes were tricking me, but Stefan Molyneux, a friend of mine, says in a recent Facebook post, submitting to God, Proverbs 3:11 through 15. My son, do not despise the Lord's discipline. Do not resent his rebuke, because the Lord disciplines those he loves as a father, the son he delights in. Blessed are those who find wisdom, those who gain understanding, for she is more profitable than silver and yields better returns than gold. She is more precious than rubies, and nothing you desire can compare with her. That's Stefan Molyneux. Took some time. I like to say stay away from modern Christianity, basically any theology or study Bibles that were published in the last 150 years, and don't think your favorite dissident monk in 1517 had the answers either. Here's a great Jim moment from probably 12 to 15 years ago. Woman says, "Look at you, mister." True story. A woman says, "Look at you, mister. You wouldn't happen to like older women, do you?" Woman said that to me. I smiled and I laughed. "Why? How old are you?" She says, "I'm 84. I'm going to be 85 this Friday." How can you not smile when that happens to you, you know? How about that clip from Gone with the Wind where Rhett Butler says something like, it's a great line, "You need to be kissed, and badly. There is not one social media platform that can be trusted with the message of liberty." You're still going to get canceled. You're still going to get people claiming that you're racist, anti-Semitic, or whatever, misogynist. Porn ain't going anywhere. And your overlords think that you are a sheep. Never forget that. I guess removing porn from X is not a priority for the fuckwits that run X. Porn is a subversive weapon. I expect my cell phone to blow up any day now because I said that. One idiot said to me, "I see you're on the anti-Semitic grift." I'm like, what? I'm just tired of paying reparations to Israel. Oh, you think it's foreign aid? It's reparations. You say the cute gal behind the fast food counter is preferable to the boss babe? I've dated blue-collar women, retail workers, and I've dated insanely successful corporate women, business owners, and, of course, the ridiculously attractive cheerleaders, supermodels, and even, one time, a Playmate of the Month. True story. But as much as we virtue signal our desire for simple women, pretty women, etc., etc. It comes with a warning that no one will ever point out to you for fear of losing your friendship. However, I'm not sure you can forever tolerate a low IQ simple woman who sucks at her finances, has zero shit together. You will eventually regret coupling up and marrying a dumb, pretty woman. There's that thing, like I'd rather have a hot woman that works at McDonald's than a boss babe. Really? How long do you think that'll last? The worldly smart woman is a risk, but it might be a risk worth taking. I'm not sure. Dumb women are not going to get smarter. And there's a reason why they haven't progressed. And do you want that scenario in your life? Don't make other people's problems your problem. Stop white knighting that dumb as a rock chick is not the answer. And don't expect your associates to support that partnership. Here's a question for the older brothers that are out there. Who will carry on your work if you die suddenly or have a terminal illness? Does your wife or girlfriend know what to do if you kick the bucket? What will happen to your library, your hard drive, your works in progress? Here's some solutions. Digital products that you have should be printed. Passwords to works in progress should be accessible to your assigned person. And 3, get this thing down. Your work won't accidentally fall into people's hands or be discovered. Make plans for the continuation of your work. Do it now while you're alive. Do not trust your children or your associates or your wife to publish your work when you're gone. If you have something important to say, make sure it's not just in digital form. I love lyrics from the 70s. They were the absolute best. Thin Lizzy in the song The Boys Are Back in Town says, Friday night they'll be dressed to kill down at Dino's Bar and Grill. The drink will flow and blood will spill. And here's the line that I love. And if the boys want to fight, you better let them. That always cracked me up. You know, you don't see lyrics like that today. I think it's kind of funny. Music is so pussified these days. I just simplified. It's just too much, man. Too much. Back in 1975, The Muppet Show predicted what most women would look like in 2025. Bro, let me tell you something. The girl that you're interested in right now is being planked by another guy right now, and she is trying to figure out a way to phase him out. Don't doubt me on that one. All right, do you have a mole on your face or a protuberance? Get it removed. It's very distracting. People can't stop looking at it when they look at you. It's as big as a pencil eraser. Come on, call your dermatologist. It won't hurt. I'm just keeping it real like I usually do here. I always thought it was funny when it's a holiday and all state workers have off in Pennsylvania, except the state-run liquor stores. This always made me laugh. My buddy Craig, the guy that killed himself a few years ago, I knew him for 40 years, and he shot himself in the chest. Some of you are tired of hearing about that, but it made a real... It was very impactful in my life, losing my best friend. And I don't think I'll ever recover from it. It's just something I have to learn to live with. It hurt. It just fucking hurts when I think about it. And I'm pissed as hell at him. I used to be sad. Now I'm angry. But he was the funniest human being I've ever known. He used to reply to my posts on Facebook where truths were wrapped in humor. Little would he know that I would talk about his humor at least once a week for the rest of my life. There was one comment I'll never forget. When I said, I made a comment about, like, it's funny how the liquor stores are open on state-run holidays. And he says, hey, George, you want to get loaded and talk about Martin Luther King Jr.? I said, why not? Liquor stores open, a couple martinis, and some civil rights talk. So you can't wait to write books that no one reads? Good job, Manospherian. All those likes that you get and the thumbs up will surely pay the bills, along with your wife or common-law girlfriend that works full-time while you think you're an influencer. Good job. It is a scientifically proven fact that when you see the words, you can check out any time you like, but you can never leave, that you will automatically play the entire double lead guitar riff of Hotel California in your head. Stephen Stills was looking at Judy Collins in the studio as he sang the summation of their relationship in a song called Sweet Judy Blue Eyes, which was about to end. His joy of having her and the pain of losing her came out in the first take, when he said, "Chestnut brown canary, ruby-throated sparrow, sing a song, don't be long, thrill me to the marrow." Stephen Stills, 1969. Talk about somebody that wore their heart on their sleeve. Waste zero time on events, conferences, people, or work that doesn't give a tangible return. Sure, you might feel good or important for 5 minutes, but no one does themselves any favors by increasing their legend in their own mindness. All PR is not good PR. I'm not belittling the feel-good aspect of things, but thinking it will get you somewhere or that you're going to be found by some entity that will change your life is delusional. From a pure business point of view, it's a bad investment. I used to say, I'll speak on any stage or any podcast. Then you quickly learn, like I did, how bad of an idea it was to even merely associate with the idiots or idiot. Then half your energy is spent distancing, disavowing, and disassociating from the idiot. If you want to DM me to vent about your bad choices that you made, feel free to do so, and I will have a conversation with you that will be 100% confidential. I wouldn't stay in an Airbnb if it was for free. It's the unverified, unregulated, creepy answer to hotels, a lateral step from hostels. It won't be long till a horror movie is made about Airbnb, Uber, and Lyft, and I'm surprised there already isn't horror movies called rideshare or short-term stay. Gentlemen, if she always makes time for you, always responds to texts quickly, is concerned about your needs, answers all of your questions, wants to meet your friends and family, helps with hard decisions, she's not your girlfriend. She's your real estate agent. And with that, finish your coffee, and I'll see you on the next Daybreak Show, the only home of sanity, clarity, and reason.